Oh, hello. I'm glad you stopped by today. Always glad to talk to you. I was just caulking the windows here for winter. Specifically, I'd like to ask you a question. Do you think there's any knives in your school? Any knives in your school? Oh, more than likely they'd be a pocket knife of some kind. But I was just wondering what your answer might be. And then I'll tell you my story. For 22 years, I parked next to the junior high and high school at noontime, selling beef jerky for a quarter and snow cones at a quarter. And during that time, I saw a lot of things. Some I can't speak of, others I do. This one I can. For example, I had a teacher walk by. He never spoke to me before or since, but he spoke to me that day. And he said, we caught a kid in school with a knife today. You will never ever see another kid in this school with a knife, because we kicked him out for 2 weeks. And I said, well, a knife in a school isn't necessarily a good thing. I agree with that. And I said, but I'm not sure it'll stop at 100%. And he's, yes, it did. It's over. It's done. Okay. God is my witness, give or take a few days from 2 weeks on down the road. Another teacher was out there, and he was guarding the kids at noon, or at least making sure they didn't kill each other. And moving right along, so the old teacher was there, and he came over to me. He said, Mr. Bill, you got a pocket knife? I got a hangnail. And I said, yeah, and I reached for my pocket, and I didn't that day. Beyond seldom that I don't have a knife in my pocket, if not two. Be that as it may, the old teacher said, don't worry about it, just forget it. He said, I just got a hangnail. I wish I had a knife. God is my witness. There were 4 junior high kids, boys, standing off to the side there. 3 of them pulled out knives. 3 of them pulled out knives. And they just didn't pull them out. They opened up the blade like that and handed them to him that way, which is beyond incorrect way to do it, and politically incorrect and dangerous. And they pulled them out and handed the knives that way. Well, he grabbed one of the knives after he looked at me. He reached and grabbed a knife, and he fixed his fingernail, and he handed the knife back. And he said, I didn't see anything. I saw nothing. I know nothing. And he turned around and he walked off. Probably a wiser teacher than most teachers that you know. With that in mind, though, knives are around. And what I preach at my little seminars when I had Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts through the years, YMCA youth groups and different ones, I tell them that there is not a gun in every home in America, but there are knives in every home. And by the time you're a junior high, you're left at home alone, if not earlier, and you're at home alone with those knives. And so I try to get the parents and the young people to understand that, and for the older people to teach responsibility, including if you're using a knife, number 1, responsibility, number 2, safety. And more than a few kids that I have known have been injured with knives. And so I always preach that the knife is out there. They're going to get a hold of it sooner or later. And just as any product that you teach them to how to use it, whether it's fire, you teach them to use that safely, or cooking, or whatever machinery they're using as they graduate into the youth and then on up to manhood or woman, you try to teach them to do things responsibly and safely. And I would point out that I had a neighbor boy when I was a little kid, and he was whittling his knife. And as he was whittling it toward him, and the knife popped up and stuck him in the eye, and he's blind for the rest of his life. I know another youth that went fishing up here at North Platte, and he was on his bicycle riding with his fishing pole, but without his daddy's knowledge, he had taken his father's large hunting knife, and he had that. And as he rode, he wrecked his bicycle, and that hunting knife stabbed him in the chest, and it killed him. So knives are not something that you take lightly. You need a pound of respect for them, a ton of responsibility with anything like that, and of course then safety, and more safety. This is McCook's Mr. Bill. Rate this film and consider what I'm saying. Thank you.